War for the Planet of the Apes is the third in the sequel reboot thing that they're doing with the Planet of the Apes franchise, and I have loved them all. I had recently rewatched Rise and Dawn before going to watch this, and it's such a very rewarding experience seeing Caesar grow as a leader. All three movies are this big cohesive story following Caesar and how the apes took over. And in this film, it's about how humans are starting to lose their humanity. And apes continue to get smarter, not just in the San Francisco area where the incident happened in Rise, but also all around the world, which is due to the simian flu that was released in the first film. There's a little prologue about that in the beginning of this film, so if you haven't seen the other two, then you'll probably be caught up. But I do highly recommend seeing the other two films before seeing this one, because it gives it a much more satisfying conclusion following Caesar as a character. The antagonist in this is played by Woody Harrelson, and they give him a sort of Vietnam Apocalypse Now vibe, and he has a lot of followers that want to preserve humanity. But most of the movie is focused on the apes, which is great because it's Planet of the Apes. And the CG and motion capture are just as good as ever. It's probably the best it's ever been in the films. Maurice especially looks really good if you look at his eyes. Like others have said, once you get the eyes right with CG, you've made it believable. And of course, Andy Serkis gives a fantastic performance with his motion capture with Caesar, and that's just really, really excellent. And there are so many scenes where the characters give off visual cues like facial expressions to each other and you know exactly what they mean. So there's a lot of that great visual storytelling there. The score of this movie is also very excellent. It's composed by Michael Giacchino, which a lot of you know from Disney and Pixar films. And the music really has the same kind of vibe that it had with the original film. And there's a point near the end of the movie where it has a really, really excellent score. And I'm not just going to spoil what happens, but it's very, like, at the very end, and the score is amazing there. They also hint at a few things that show up in the original film, so that this prequel trilogy does come full circle to the original film. I know that it's not always going to stay a trilogy because they are planning a fourth film, but as it stands right now, this is one of my favorite trilogies of the modern era. Like, this is up there with stuff like Lord of the Rings. It's that good. So yeah, I really like this movie. I love the previous films. So if you haven't seen them, go see them, because they're really great. So if you have seen War for the Planet of the Apes, tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to